It is cruise o'clock, boys and girls, for the third year in a row. Incidentally, on the exact same date, I am talking to you from a cruise ship in Southampton. Incidentally, the last 2 years, it's been that one, which is just leaving Southampton dock now. But yeah, it is 3 years in a row, exact same date. Apparently 7th of February every year, me and Anna go on a cruise. It's the only date we've ever departed on a cruise. So we've done 2 years on that ship, Ventura, where we've done a 4-night going to Amsterdam for a couple of nights, little taster cruise to get a feel for it. But now we've graduated to one of the big boys, one of, if not the biggest ships in the P&O fleet. We're on Iona, and we're on this ship for the next 7 nights. We're going to be taking in Hamburg. We've got 2 nights in Rotterdam, one of which will be spent in Amsterdam, and Bruges, one of my favourite places on earth, before returning here next Saturday. So let's give you a little bit of a tour. It's a much more modern ship. This ship is only 5 years old. That one, much older, and it shows when we get into the cabin. Not just because the cabin looks an awful lot more modern, but also it feels a lot smaller as well. There's your chance to ogle at your old pal Kev, your pervs. But we've got this little Lego building and video editing area here. We do have a kettle, which is important. You don't get the kettle on some of the international cruise lines, but you do on P&O. All of our bits and bobs on here as well. I suspect in one of these cupboards, yeah, we have a little fridge, which is very important for the storage of beverage, which we'll get to in a little while because we have special beverages with us. We have a much more sensibly sized, very large telly, which we haven't had on previous ones. There's your tea and coffee making facilities. We have this sofa situation, which if there was 4 of us in this cabin, that would become a sofa bed. I would not want to share this with 3 other people. But we've got this little table thing as well, which I guess I can pop my laptop on. We have art. We have our double bed with plug at the side, which we didn't have on Ventura. So at least I'm going to be able to plug in my CPAP machine. Annoyingly, despite us telling them we have a CPAP machine each, there isn't a plug on Anna's side. So I guess we're going to have to come up with a solution. I don't even know where we could run an extension lead. So Anna might be sleeping on the balcony, I guess. Yeah, but we're not allowed to use multi-way adapters either, so we can't plug in an extension lead there to go across, because that's where my CPAP machine's going to be plugged in. So we'll come up with a plan. The cruise steward guy will come along soon. We'll talk to him. But we have double wardrobe situations. We've got a wardrobe each. Big wardrobe, little wardrobe. Okay, that's shelves. With a hairdryer in there. Multiple mirrors for the perving of me, if you are so inclined. And then in here we have a much more modern bathroom than we've seen before on a P&O cruise ship, including little shower cubicle with the White Company toiletries and poo pot, spit bowl and various towels and things. It is 2:20. We left our hotel over in Southampton at 1 o'clock. So it was a slower boarding than we had on Ventura. The ship's twice the size. There's twice as many people getting on. So it was much more busy getting into the cruise port, probably because there was 2 ships on the go, and one of them's twice the size of the one ship that was here the last 2 times we boarded a cruise. But we still got on from hotel room to cabin in 1 hour and 20. We do have the advantage of being able to skip a lot of the queues because of Anna's mobility, and she's brought with her this time. This is the latest Anna mobility aid. What a walker, is that what we call this? A rollator. She's hopefully not going to need the wheelchair or the mobility scooter anymore, because she is getting on really well with that. It's had a couple of trial runs. This is its big trial to see if we take that to Florida with us later in the year instead of the wheelchair, or if we take the wheelchair. But that is that. And now we're just waiting for our luggage. Once our luggage is here, which might not be until 8 o'clock tonight, so we might not wait the whole time for the luggage. We might just go out and explore anyway. But obviously we're going to head out, explore the ship. Like I say, much bigger than anything we've been on before. So there's going to be much to explore. I am reliably informed there's a fish and chip shop on this cruise ship, which really excites me, because tomorrow is the formal night. And if you've seen our cruise vlogs before, you know we don't do formal night. So my plan is jeans and a t-shirt, head to the chip shop, back here to build some Lego. That's my idea of a formal night. But yeah, we'll catch up with you a little bit later on. when we head out and explore the boat. Oh, boys and girls, what a start to this cruise. We've only been on the ship 2 hours. We've had all of our luggage and everything delivered, so I've been able to do some unpacking, which means I have my magnets, my wall-mounted magnets that I use in the studio for the Lego City, which means I can put you up on the wall. I also have my magnetized key lights, so you can get some proper illumination in here. I've got my magnetized hooks that go on the walls to be able to put my stuff on. I've got my Lego set that I'm going to be building this week. And yeah, we're all unpacked and sorted. And crucially, we also have, and I mentioned this before, our Holy are actually sponsoring the entire cruise. So thank you very much to them for sponsoring the cruise, sponsoring this video. But the reason we've got the Holy with us, because those of you who watch my Football Manager streams will know that I've been sponsored by Holy over there for a little while. But the reason I wanted to bring them on the cruise, and the reason why I reached out to them to ask them to sponsor the cruise for us as well, is that it's really expensive even to get a soft drinks package on a cruise. Neither me or Anna drink alcohol, but even for a soft drinks package on the cruise, how much did you say it was? £26 per person per day for a soft drinks package, which frankly is insane. For the week, that's over £300. Whereas I can bring my Holy with me, and this is my favourite flavour, lime, matcha and mint, but we've got a bunch of other flavours with us as well, and just fill up our water bottle at any of the water refill stations around the ship, add a scoop of Holy powder or a sachet of Holy powder, give it a little bit of a shake, and we have a really, really delicious soft drink that we can drink anywhere, whenever we want, and save ourselves like £300. So thank you very much to Holy for sponsoring the cruise. And yeah, if you are heading on a cruise and want to save yourself a £300 plus drinks package, check them out. The link is at the top of the description below, and you'll hear me mentioning them throughout this vlog series, and probably see us drinking them quite a lot as well. Anna's got a pink version of my blue flask because I'm a boy and she's a girl. We made that choice. We weren't gendered by Holy. We're really cliche people. But our plan now, having spent the first couple of hours on board watching the football, for those of you keeping track, Posh won 6-1, Arsenal won 3-0, so I'm a very happy chap. And we need to now get out and explore the ship a little bit. Looking at the app, it looks like the restaurants all open for virtual queues at 6 o'clock, so we need to go and have a little bit of a scout around and work out what restaurant we want to have our dinner in later, or whether we want to venture into the buffet. But the buffet on the first day is always a nightmare. So we've learnt that much from our couple of cruises that we've done previously. We've also just had the announcement from the the announcement thingy that the ship is going to sail away shortly. So we are still here docked in Southampton at the moment. One other cool thing that I've noticed on this ship that we didn't get on the ships that we've been on previously, we have a camera that is sat on top of the ship. So it's not particularly interesting when we're still sat in Southampton. You might be able to see the hotel we stayed in on that shot. But when we're out at sea or heading into ports in other countries, that's actually quite a cool thing to have. Shame its resolution is about 360p. But you can't have everything, can you? So yeah, shoes on. Time to explore. I'll meet you out and about in the rest of the ship. And there you go, boys and girls. We are officially moving. Very, very slowly, but we've just started moving at 5:10. So our boarding time was 1:15. We were in here by about 2. And yeah, we are now officially on the move. And now we really are going to explore, see what a difference that light makes. That's why I brought that. People are like, well, have you brought lights? This is why. Look how bad this lighting is. It's not even dark yet. And every light in this room is on. Cruise lights. It's like they don't expect people to record YouTube videos in these rooms. So there is the menu for the ship. We're on the 15th deck. And I think our plan is head down to deck 6 and then work our way back up, do 6, 7, 8. And then there's also 16, 17, 18 to do as well. So around we go. While we wait for the lift, another cruise tip. And it does make you look like a total nerd, but we like to wear a lanyard for our cruise cards because it also means I can carry a fuggler with me wherever I go. My lanyard is on a stretchy thing, so if I need to pay for something, because everything you buy, everything you do on the cruise is with your cruise card. You don't need your wallet at all. So yeah, that was off of Amazon. We've had it every time we've done a cruise. They're quite good. The lifts are busy because it's first day, so I'm sure we'll do a proper ship tour in one of the subsequent videos, but for now we've come down to the 6th floor. I think the theatre's back there. We're now in the art gallery, whatever the Limelight Club is, that's in front of us. So this is the gala deck, apparently, which is very pretty lighting. Look at this nice purple lighting up there. where people are obviously watching the sail away. We've got a little coffee shop situation over there as well. There's a bar over that side, and then a big old spiral staircase up the middle, and I think more shops down there. This is the floor that we boarded on, I think. So I think we have walked through here, because I noticed the harbour shop when we came in. It looked like it sells something that looks like jelly cats. I don't think they are jelly cats, but they look like jelly cats, yeah. And when we were queuing for the lift, I did point out to Anna the pretty shiny spirally staircase. I don't think the shop's open until we're actually properly out to sea. So that's the harbour shop with the cuddlies in, which we'll obviously check out later on. So this is clearly the main middle bit of the ship. As you can see, this staircase goes up through decks 6, 7 and 8, which is where, looking at the map, the majority of the shopping, entertainment and restaurants are. And then you have all of the cabins that I think go from decks 9 up to 15 where we are, and then 16, 17, 18, that's your Lido deck, where you've got the pools, there's a running track, that's where the buffet is, and a couple more restaurants and bars and things up there as well. So I don't know how much of it we're going to get through tonight. It's 5:30 now. We are going to want some dinner at some point, so I imagine as soon as we find somewhere we can eat with a minimal queue, we will dive in. But for now, we will continue exploration. I don't know if we jump back in, I don't know if we've seen everything on this floor or if we jump back in a lift. We might need to have a look to see what's down that way before we jump back in a lift, because there's definitely something over there. I am tempted to hang around in this area for 90 minutes though, because I noticed on the app that at 7 o'clock tonight, there's a meet and greet with Wallace and Gromit, which Anna says is only for children. Oh, they've opened up the shop. I need to have a little look. I like these guys. I suspect I'll be making a purchase of something like that over the course of this trip. It's just absolutely full of cuddly things. Make sure you subscribe so you see the next video for a proper tour of the cuddly things, when I definitely buy at least 3. So still on the 6th floor, and it looks like there's a cinema situation that has various films playing at various times, which tells you where they are. Or are they in here? Maybe they play on there. There's also a gin distillery out here, which is insane. I'll just take you back up here and show you this quickly while Anna's looking at the cinema, because there we have a gin distillery at sea, which is entirely normal and as expected, I imagine. This is a useful thing. I need this in my pocket. I might take a picture on my phone. So just up there, we have another restaurant, and then we've got the 2 restaurants here. The bar, which is the bar library, the cinema bit, whatever the 710 club is. There's the big atrium, and that's where we came down. We came down that lift. So it was the theatre at that end. So we've done everything on this deck, or seen everything. We've done nothing. So I guess we now head up to deck 7, which is where we have shops. And I like shops. So based on previous cruise experience and how mad the buffet is on boarding day, we've walked past a restaurant that was empty with no queues. It's only 20 to 6, but we decided to have an early dinner. So this is our option. And I'm thinking maybe we go crab, or maybe I go my safe food, the Caesar salad. We've got some nice options for the main, nice options for desserts. We're not even dressed for dinner, but they let us in. So I went for crab and 3 prawns in the end. Next cruise trip, remember, you can have multiple starters. The portions are small because you can ask for like 3, or I can have another one after this, but that's my starter. And then Anna went for tomato soup. And as the waiter just said, bon appetit. So main course now. Got myself a pork and mushroom extravaganza. Anna has gone for steak and chips. And then for dessert, a bitter chocolate slice for me. And a spongy booby for Anna. It's a citrus sponge and custard, apparently. And after, this is our 3rd cruise. First time I've ever been brave enough to ask for a coffee in the restaurant, because we overheard someone else do it. So I've got a coffee on the way as well, which means we don't have to do our usual thing and finish in the restaurant and head up to the buffet for a mug of coffee out of the dispenser. So, huzzah! And I need it because the show tonight is already fully booked. We're not used to having to book the shows on a cruise. So that's the one we would go to at like 8 p.m. So we've booked ourselves onto the 10:45 showing because it looks awesome. But that is like pajamas and Horlicks time. So I need a coffee, keep me awake. We'll go and continue our cruise tour after this because it's nearly 7 o'clock. So we can have a couple more hours to tour the rest of the cruise ship. We've only been on this one deck. And then we should be able to get to the theatre. And then afterwards, Horlicks and a kebab because I checked and the buffet is open till 1:15 a.m. It's going to be a late night. Dinner consumed, and we're up on the floor, 7th deck now. There's a restaurant back there, but we've just come up. We don't need to go and see another restaurant. This is apparently our shopping floor. So as you can see, we have a shop, we have another shop, and probably some more shops too. There we have another shop. Me and Anna are on the lookout for swimming gear because we forgot it. We both just completely forgot it. There you go. Another shop there. There's certainly more shopping on this one than the ship we were on last year. But then the ship is twice the size, so I guess that's only to be expected. That looks like the kind of shop I need to keep Anna away from. It looks rather expensive, as does this one, which has people stood on the door. And then more bags up here. This has got more bags, and I see Lego. So we've made it into the first shop that looks a little bit more aimed at us. It's not expensive designer bags and jewellery. It's Lego, and Anna is currently fondling an assortment of puppets, deciding which puppet she wants. This is a shop for us. This is much more like it. Is this a Paddington puppet? Oh my word. That is incredible. And they've got rubber ducks in here as well. I am very tempted by a Paddington puppet. Anna's tempted by a Frozen Disney castle. They've also got books in here as well. This is definitely more of a shop aimed at me. Apparently, Anna says you can buy these on TikTok Shop, the dancing squid. So probably don't need to buy them 2 for £35 on a cruise ship. Then a little assortment of reading material as well for anyone who forgot to bring a book with them, including Anna. The P&O Cruises colouring book. But you could colour in the cruise ship. Back out of the fun shop, and we're back in the land of watches and shiny things. Much less interesting. And as Anna has just pointed out, it is now 7 o'clock, which means somewhere on this ship, Wallace and Gromit are doing a meet and greet. So I need to find them more watches. I tell you what, there's a few watch shops on this ship. There's about 8 watch shops. Who comes on a cruise and forgets to bring their watch? I don't understand. Well, there's Wallace and Gromit, and it's got to be said, I'm mortified that Gromit is just being held by Wallace. I'm much less interested in joining that queue now. And as Anna rightly predicted, it does seem to be mainly children in the queue. I don't think I can join that queue with this much grey in my beard, can I? But we are back in that central atrium area. So before we were down on that level, and obviously this goes up another level as well. So I think we're heading up this way to see what else is up here. It looks like we've got a bar over that way. And then we'll see what's around here. And then of course we've got this massive purple window again that goes up the full 3-deck height of this area. Next up we have the casino, where I know I'm not allowed to film, so I'm going to put you away for a minute and we'll pick you up on the other side. Well, that was a much bigger casino than on the ship we were on last year. We've made it back to the theatre again, and this is the show that we're seeing at 10:30 tonight. But yeah, it looks like we can get into this on deck 6 and 7. So the casino is back that way, and then we're just going to loop back round and walk down the other side to see if there's any different shops around here. I think it is just bringing us back into, so there's another bank of lifts here. I suspect it will just bring us into the backside of the pub that the casino is in. We're now wandering down the other side of the ship. Reception's back there. We've now found the photography place, including they do the retina photos, which we actually went to have done on the last day of our last cruise, only to be told you had to do it earlier in the cruise. So we might do that earlier in the cruise. Anna has spotted the perfume shop, which I don't think is open yet. I think this is one of those places where you need to get a little bit further offshore because it's duty free. But yeah, we'll get in there at some point when they open. There you go, they open tomorrow. Hannah just got brave and asked, because I need to buy some smellies because I've only got a little sample smelly thing. So I'm already looking in there. There's some nice smellies in there. We've also got Pandora, and me and Anna are both Pandora charm bracelet people. So that's cool. And then looks like that's the booze shop. And yet another expensive jewellery shop. I've lost count of the amount of expensive jewellery shops. It's almost as if cruises are for rich folk. Thankfully, me and Anna don't really wear much in the way of jewellery. This is much more my speed. We're going in here and having a look. This is a Kevin shop. It's got sparklies in the window. I love me a gift shop. We've got mugs. We've got hoodies. We've got friendly teddy bears. We have a little model of the ship. Why they don't have one of these made out of Lego, I don't know. That would be the obvious thing to do. They've got the P&O shark over there that I got Anna on our last cruise. In fact, there's another one of them over here because, as we know, Anna loves sharks. So she already has one of those at home. I can get an Iona baseball cap. Or a lovely turtle. Got some alternative brick building things that aren't Lego, which offends my sensibilities, and lots of these things. And loads of P&O and Iona merch over there. I'm genuinely fascinated that this is the busiest shop we've been into on the entire ship. It's the first night of a 7-night cruise. If I need an Iona gilet, I'll buy it later in the week. And I acknowledge I'm saying all this whilst in that same shop myself, so I'm part of the problem. More summery looking stuff. And then I think that's where you buy your next cruise over there. So we're up on the 8th deck now. The clubhouse is back there. Anna just made a beeline for this door, said, oh, is that outside? Got as far as here and turned around and came back in because it was very windy and very cold and very dark. And I guess this is pretty much exclusively used by smokers because I don't think there's much other places to go out there. We'll have a look outside tomorrow, maybe, when it's daylight. We now seem to have stumbled across the buffet, which I thought was much higher up. So this is definitely a buffet alternative. We had the American diner back there. That one is an Asian kitchen. And then we've also got the thing I'm most excited about, a fish and chip shop on a cruise ship, which is where I am definitely going to be going on formal night when everyone else is dressed all fancy. I'm having cruise fish and chips. Looks like we've got a little coffee shop, tea room thing there, but we are cutting our little exploration short. Like I say, there was always going to be a proper cruise ship tour video. Anna needs to go back and take some medication and do some stretching if she's got any chance of making it to the show that isn't for another 3 hours. So we're going to head back up to the cabin so she can do that and have a little snooze. 15 we're aiming for. And then, yeah, we'll come back down, watch the show, and then continue touring tomorrow. We've still got the rest of 8 plus 16, 17, 18, 19, all of that to look through. So there is lots to still explore. But if she's going back for a nap, I can get started on my big Lego set. So it's all good. Well, we stood there for ages waiting for the lift, and the middle bank of lifts seems very busy. So we're now going to walk back up. So Anna thinks we're at this end of the ship. I think we're at that end of the ship. So we're going to the end Anna's saying, because it means I get to continue exploring because we've not been up this way yet. So there's a sweet shop there. There's the Keel and Cow over there. And we've now made it into this middle atrium area again, where there is now a busker busking down there somewhere, who's taken over from Wallace and Gromit. I think we have to walk through the Keel and Cow, which is a bar and kitchen, to try and make it towards the next set of lifts. And there you go, success. We finally found a water refill point. We hadn't seen one the whole time, but now we can fill it with water, which I can then use to make myself a holy when we get back upstairs. Lovely, lovely, lovely. There you go, that lift being slow was a bit of a result. Beverages refilled. And now the promenade is that way and cabins are this way. Promenade means outside, doesn't it? No, forward lift lobby is this way. So yeah, there is still a lift this way. Oh, there's a very fancy looking version of the ship, which I'm going to go and have a nose at. And goodness me, would I love one of these made out of Lego. Look at that. So this is what we've got to look forward to upstairs when we get up there tomorrow. All of these shenanigans. I mean, that is a reason in itself to find some trunks. It looks like the outdoor pool area isn't, well, in the worst thing that's happened all day. On what has been a pretty good day, Anna was right. This was the correct end of the ship, which is for the best because we got to fill it with water. But yeah, I'd have had us completely at the wrong end of the ship. Some cool photography just knocking around as well. But yeah, that lift there, much easier to get. And this is our cabin, yeah. Back in the cabin, which means what we haven't been able to find on the ship yet is ice. No, have I not got a spoon? Oh, it's buried. I thought I'd left the spoon at home because they all come with a spoon, but I leave them everywhere. But yeah, we have our lime, matcha and mint going in. Ice stopper, which isn't really needed when we have no ice. Hopefully tomorrow we find ice. And then just a little shaky. And this is a sip that saved me £26 a day, did you say?
Yeah.
Link is at the top of the description, boys and girls. Thank you to Holy for sponsoring the cruise. There you go. After a couple of hours, we have some progress made on my Lego set. It is now very nearly 10 p.m. Me and Anna have been together nearly 14 years. I don't think we've ever gone out as late as 10 p.m. before, but we're getting our shoes on. We're going to head down to the theatre and then we're going to have a second meal. Now, in my defence, we got up at the hotel this morning quite late. I had a sandwich from Boots, sat in the hotel lobby while we were waiting for our taxi at like 12 o'clock, and then I had that meal you saw earlier, which is small cruise plates. So I've only actually had 2 meals today. So when you see me go to the buffet at like midnight and have a big mug of Horlicks and a kebab and a load of chips, that is still, it's just 3 meals a day. It's fine, it's healthy. Got to eat. I don't want to waste away. Well, the show was very good. It was like a spectacular musical light show thing that also encompassed the history of video games. So it hit us fairly squarely on the nose, and we are now up on deck 16 for the first time, the Lido deck, which is probably not a bad time to come in and have a look at the pool, because I doubt there's going to be anybody swimming now. And we are aiming for a nearly 11:30 at night visit to the buffet, where I'm hoping for Horlicks and something deep fried. Wow, okay, this is quite the upgrade on the ship that we were on our previous cruises. Wowzers. That's pretty spectacular. So much of this video has been smug Kev telling you all the things he's learned on previous cruises. And then we made the rookie mistake of coming to the only open buffet at theatre kicking out time, and it was a massive queue, and they'd run out of Cornish pasties, and they ran out of chips, and they'd run out of hot chocolate. So I've got Horlicks. Apparently I don't like Horlicks. I like hot chocolate. So I decided to make myself a mint tea. They had no mint tea, so I've got green tea. Anna has only just gone up to get food because the queue was too long, and she's got her walker with her. So yeah, don't come to the buffet at like 11:30, theatre kicking out time. We've been later than this before, and that sweet spot around like 10 p.m, it's usually pretty empty, but the supper stuff is out. But yeah, just embarrassing rookie mistake that won't be made again. That being said, it is now nearly midnight, so we are going to wrap the video up here. Like I say, we'll have a full tour of the cruise ship in one of the subsequent videos. We've got a full sea day tomorrow, and then the day after we're in Hamburg. So I don't know whether there'll be a ship tour tomorrow, or if we get up to some other activity on the ship, or whether the next video will be Hamburg. It'll be all part of the surprise. What it won't be is tomorrow. It'll be at least a couple of days, because the Wi-Fi on this ship is not good. We've spent over £200 for the Wi-Fi, and the upload speed from our cabin is like 4 meg. So I'll try and get this video edited tomorrow morning and start the upload process, and we'll see when it's with you. But it might be that we maybe upload 1 or 2 while we're away, and the rest have to wait until we get home. We're really dependent on Wi-Fi speeds, or potentially 5G speeds when we're in ports, which will only be overnight once, so even then, we'll see. But if you have enjoyed this day 1 of our cruise, oh, Anna's packed with burger and chips, is that?
The weight anyway.
Anna's not very happy. But yeah, she's got herself burger and chips. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But what's that?
Hollandaise something or other.
She's very cross. She wants me to tell you that it's not a burger. It's a sandwich and chips and rice. I think she's ready for bed. But if you have enjoyed the video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for the rest of the cruise and all the other travel content we've got coming up later in the year as well. And thank you very much for watching.